£1,000 sisters tragedy. Chris Combs rushed to hospital after devastating stroke. Brittany pleads for prayers. The stillness of a Kentucky evening was suddenly shattered by frantic cries for help. Chris Combs, the 43-year-old fan-favorite star of £1,000 Sisters, had collapsed unexpectedly in his home. The strong, often humorous man who viewers had watched fight his weight loss journey alongside his sisters was now fighting for his very life. His wife, Brittany, who had always been his rock, stood in the middle of the chaos, trembling as paramedics rushed through their front door. The flashing red and blue lights painted across the walls of their modest home seemed surreal. Brittany could barely breathe as she clutched her phone in one hand and Chris's wedding ring in the other. "Please, God, don't take him from me," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. Chris had suffered what doctors later confirmed was a massive stroke. According to family insiders, the incident happened late at night. Chris had been spending time watching a game with his nephew when he suddenly complained of dizziness. Within seconds, his speech slurred, and he crumpled to the ground. His nephew screamed for Brittany, who raced into the room to find her husband motionless. 911 was dialed instantly, but in those minutes before the ambulance arrived, Brittany's world was unraveling. She shook Chris's shoulder, pleading for him to respond. His lips moved faintly, but no words came. His eyes fluttered, and then closed. "I thought I was losing him right there on our living room floor," Brittany recalled later, her voice breaking. When the news broke that Chris had been rushed to the hospital, £1,000 Sisters fans were in complete disbelief. Chris was the one sibling who had consistently provided humor and strength, the one who often held his sisters together during their darkest moments. The idea of him lying unconscious in a hospital bed left fans reeling. Social media erupted with prayers and support. Messages flooded Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. "Please pull through, Chris. The family needs you. Chris has always been the voice of reason on the show. We can't lose him. Sending all the love to Brittany. Stay strong." Brittany later took to social media to make a heart-wrenching plea. "Chris is in the hospital after suffering a severe stroke. Right now, we don't know what the outcome will be. All I can do is beg everyone who loves him to please pray. Pray for healing. Pray for strength. My husband is my world, and I can't imagine life without him." Her words resonated deeply. Fans who had watched the couple's love story unfold on TLC felt the urgency in her message. Within hours of the incident, Chris's sisters, Tammy, Amy, and Amanda, dropped everything and rushed to the hospital. Cameras weren't rolling, but the moment was as raw and emotional as any ever captured for television. Tammy, who had her own near-death experience not long ago when she was placed on life support, was reportedly inconsolable. She kept repeating, "It should have been me again, not him. Not Chris." Amy, juggling the care of her two little boys, struggled to stay composed as she clutched Brittany's hand in the waiting room. Amanda, usually the tough and outspoken one, broke down in tears, whispering, "He's our protector. He's always been the glue. We can't lose him." Doctors confirmed that Chris had suffered a blockage in the left side of his brain, which severely impacted his ability to speak and move his right side. Immediate surgery was considered risky due to his health history, but he was placed in intensive care for monitoring. The medical team made it clear, the next 48 hours were critical. Machines beeped steadily in the background, and Brittany never left his side. She leaned over his bed, holding his hand tightly, whispering memories of their first date, their wedding vows, and all the promises they had made for the future. "I need you to fight, Chris. You promised me forever," she whispered through tears. To fans, Chris wasn't just another cast member. He was the brother who stepped up to support his sisters when the weight of the world was against them. When Tammy spiraled into food addiction, Chris was the one who coaxed her back to her appointments. When Amy struggled with motherhood and health, Chris offered his humor to keep her spirits high. He faced his own weight struggles, undergoing surgery and lifestyle changes while inspiring thousands to do the same. His journey had never been easy, but he always met challenges with grit and laughter. And now, faced with the greatest fight of his life, fans remembered every moment of strength he had shown before. In an exclusive statement to local reporters, Brittany shared, "Chris has always been the one who holds everyone else up. But right now, he's the one who needs us. I feel helpless, but I'm clinging to faith. If you've ever smiled because of something he said or did on the show, I ask you now to send him love, send him prayers. We need a miracle. In Kentucky, neighbors and friends organized candlelight vigils. Churches added Chris to their prayer lists. Fans worldwide began trending the hashtag #PrayForChrisCombs, posting photos and messages of support. The TLC network even released a statement. Our hearts are with Chris, Brittany, and the entire Slayton family during this difficult time. Chris has been a cornerstone of 1,000 Sisters, and we join fans in sending prayers for his recovery. This tragedy has pushed the family into one of the darkest chapters of their lives. Tammy, who has been trying to rebuild her strength after losing her husband Caleb, confided in a close friend, first Caleb, now Chris. I feel like the people I love keep being taken from me. I don't know if I can take another loss. Amy, already reeling from her messy split from Michael Holterman, admitted she was terrified her boys would grow up without their beloved Uncle Chris. Amanda, the firecracker of the family, was suddenly soft-spoken, telling cameras in a hushed tone, "You see these things happen on TV, but when it's your brother, your blood, you realize how fragile life is. One minute you're laughing together, the next you're begging him to wake up." Perhaps the most devastating image from this tragedy was Brittany sitting in the ICU waiting room alone in the early hours of the morning. Everyone else had gone home to rest, but she refused to leave. The silence of the hospital was deafening. Every time a doctor walked by, her heart jumped in terror. Every beep from the machines made her flinch. She scrolled through old photos of her and Chris on her phone, their wedding day, a beach vacation, silly selfies in the car. She whispered, "Don't you dare leave me, baby. We still have so many more memories to make." Doctors say recovery from a stroke of this magnitude will be a long road if Chris pulls through. He may face months or even years of therapy. Speech could be limited. Movement may never fully return. But Brittany insists she'll be there every step of the way. Marriage is for better or worse. I married him knowing we'd face struggles, but I never imagined this. No matter what, I'll be by his side. Always, she declared. The Slayton Combs family has endured heartbreak after heartbreak, addiction, divorce, health scares, and even death. Yet each time, they find a way to rise from the ashes. Now, with Chris's life hanging in the balance, the family once again must summon every ounce of strength, faith, and love they have. As Brittany holds on to hope, the world watches, prays, and why?